Hello. My name is Andrew and welcome to the channel where I develop some solutions to my problems. This channel is related to software engineering, and right now I'm solving one of the problems related to keeping one channel alive, supplying content via generation some stuff. So let's do a small recap about what's going on. First of all, what kind of problem I'm solving. Every morning I must SSH to remote service laptop and generate some content, provide input, moderation, generation itself, as well as reviewing the result. Sometimes it might be odd. And I decided to make a solution which will require less of my attention. So, 6 years ago, I used to have similar project, but it was related to pictures. And let's say it had Python, Celery, Redis, and I was not happy about that. And that's the reason why I have created defined architecture about what I want. First of all, I want single binary. Maximum dependency is shared storage. So I have binary capable to discover and announce itself to network. I'm using multicast DNS. So worker 1, it's one instance of this binary, can discover another worker, check if second worker has resources available for operation which worker 1 cannot perform, and then if it doesn't have, it will go to it will iterate through other workers to understand who of them is capable to perform that operation. So that's one of dependencies named Redis, or you might know it as service registry. I have removed it via adding multicast DNS. So each worker simply announces to network, sends multicast about what it's capable, what's port for HTTP interface, what's host, whatever. It also tells about average load, availability. I think it was in here. Yeah. Yes, it says if it's available or not. This also advertisement on multicast includes version of the binary. Right now I have one version and I'm fine with that. Maybe later I'll have multiple versions of this binary. That will depend. What else? And for some results, I have shared storage. It's represented by one of my laptops. I have two laptops. Okay, let's open it. Yeah. So I have two laptops. One of them is, which was on top, it's quite old. I think 10 years old. Another, it's less old, 2019, 2020. And the PC below, it has GPU capable to calculate things which are necessary. So that's my infrastructure. And right now, laptop in the middle, it has running binary. I'm developing the code using that laptop. And I think I have copy of this binary on second laptop, but I don't have configs. That is a pain. So what kind of pain I have right now? It's related to distribution of the binary. So last stream I had some schedule, and unfortunately it didn't work well. So I wanted to create a test. Then I wanted to set up CI and provide some scoping to binary distribution. For example, I have deployed new binary, marked it as valid for production. That means every worker in the system must be capable to update itself. Obviously, it cannot just download binary, it should have some sort of security, certificates, and other complicated stuff. To be honest, it's too soon for that, and I'm stuck in tests. It's here, September 21, 21st. I should have had some tests, but unfortunately I did not. So let's proceed doing it today. Let's say 28. There was a reason why it didn't happen. Recently I was unhappy with some decisions in code. So I had to prepare at least 2 pull requests, and I have included functional tests. So let's check. Today I have functional tests capable to check API interface and the server itself. So I don't need to do things like this. Let's check. It's here, worker test. Yeah. So on here, if you can see, no, I think I have removed those tests. There were tests which managed to get handlers. Yeah, it's still here. Good, good. So there was a test which said, okay, I have this handler. Let's check what this handler can do. And in my picture of the world, functional test should test API interface. It shouldn't test handler particularly. It must test everything, including middleware's some errors. So that's the reason why I have created new thing named there is a new factory to start a server. It simply calls server start, waits for it to make some initial preparations, then it gets its URL and yields an entity to add to another worker. So it should be able to work with multicast, but this is the usage. So I have, oh, it's open here. I have 2 servers, first server as well as worker, second server and second worker. Then I am checking, there was a test, yeah, here. I'm checking that these instances have different singletons inherited. So I have a singleton for worker registry where the server itself, when it discovers new worker in network by multicast DNS, it adds it to this registry. So I made a test to ensure that first server instance will have different singleton rather than second. It was important because I didn't want to, I wanted to have 2 different instances of service. Maybe it will be n. By the way, there is a test. Let's run the test. API discovery communication. Yeah. So I have this test. it does the following thing. It starts two workers. It gets registry from each of those workers. And then it says, okay, worker 1, your registry will be updated with worker 2 and vice versa. After that, I'm checking that it was added. There are correct workers in there, that API requests from one worker to another works. So I have this test here. I'm checking blocks, then I'm checking other stuff, but what's important, here you can see actual requests made from one API to another. So here it is. There is host, which makes requests to /pipelines, and it wants to know if another worker is aware of this pipeline. Because if it is not aware of this pipeline, it cannot process request. Then it checks, hey, other worker, do you have blocks which I need? The same made from second worker. It also checks the same stuff. And here it is. The test works. I have another test. Another test is quite straightforward. I have disabled every block from pipeline I needed in both workers. So here it is. I'm making a request. I'm crafting, first of all, this payload, making request, and then I'm checking that first server has completed processing, and first server marked it as failed. Yep, it's here. First marked it as failed because first worker is aware what must be done. The first worker also aware of second worker, and it makes request to second worker here. Yeah, good. So first worker asked, hey, do you have these pipeline blocks? These pipelines, So first server got a request, it's post request, yeah, to /pipelines. Then it was checking the second worker because itself, first worker has disabled block. It was checking, hey, second worker, do you have this pipeline? Okay, it has. Then it asked, do you have these blocks? Second worker yielded none. I don't have those blocks. And that's the reason why this processing was checked only in first registry. And I have ensured that this processing was failed. That's what was I doing yesterday, in Sunday, today Monday, nice. I had another test. I have disabled blocks only at first worker, but second worker has it enabled. And this test, I think it also should be working. There is only one test which not works. So what happens here? First worker got request to this pipeline. It has disabled blocks, which says, okay, first worker makes request to another host to /pipelines. Second worker has this pipeline. Then first worker asks, hey, second worker, do you have these blocks? And it gets response, yes, I have those blocks, those resources available. And then first worker says, okay, please process this pipeline. And this is what happens in here. It gets status 200, which means everything was fine, error is empty. And let's check. So I'm getting registries from both workers. And then, oh, typo. And then I'm waiting that first registry would mark this processing as transferred. That's important. So first worker cannot find resources in local, and it sends a request to second worker. If it is fine, if it's accepted by second worker, it marks current processing status as transferred, and no longer it's needed. Then I'm checking second worker, have you completed processing? And second says yes, I have completed, and I'm checking that first of all it's not empty, then that it is processing from second worker. Then I'm checking, hello, second processing, is your output equals to what I wanted? Then I'm checking, okay, second registry, is your output is equal to what I wanted in the end? There is a pipeline which contains two actions. Let me check, it should be test pipeline in config. Yeah, so I have two HTTP blocks. They're making requests somewhere, that somewhere is defined in the test itself. It's here. Yeah. So I have some mock HTTP server inside of test, which yields URL. That URL itself is another mocked server, which yields hello world with some UUID inside in order to make sure that there are no possible copy-paste errors. And this is how I made sure that API level communication works. I also discovered a few interesting things in here, but there was one more test which I wanted to do. It's a test about... So, those two tests, I made it hard-coded. So, there are two cases. Case one, when both worker has no blocks, no resources. Case two, when first worker has no resources, but second works. And there should be copy-paste of this test, ensuring that if second worker has no resources, but first have, I'm not happy about copy-pasting. That's the reason why I wanted to do some sort of product of cases. I think I had it somewhere above. Let me check. Ah, no, it was this test. Yeah. So this test will allow me to do this. I'm not happy about this structure. Maybe I should rework it. But what I want a random number of workers, a random number of pipelines as well as blocks, and I want to build a product of this, which means it will be quite long test, but every case from it, it's a product of this matrix. It should be true. And here it should be also true, then true. So you get the idea. I want to build a test case which will build a product of resources availability on different workers. It will be quite tough, but I'll leave it as commented. That's what I wanted to do, but then I got a bit different idea. I'm disabling resources in different workers. That means in this pipeline, I have disabled HTTP request in worker 1, but whole pipeline contains HTTP request. That means that first pipeline will not be able to process neither this nor this. That means I must create new pipeline of two different blocks. Let's say HTTP request OpenAI completion. And then I might do the thing, disable this block at first worker. So processing happens, then it should be transferred. So this test, in here, processing disabled everywhere. Yeah, this test. Disabled at first. So I have disabled only one, but both blocks are disabled. What I wanted to do is copy paste this test, which will lead me to let's disable HTTP request and enable HTTP request with credentials. Yeah, let's disable this block or vice versa. So combination and product of these cases will cover a lot of problems I don't want to copy paste because this test is quite big. I'm not happy about 50 whatever lines. Yeah, 79 lines of code. No. And by the way, it's also optimized test because behind this new worker with handlers, there is quite a thing, new server with handlers, and there is another stuff. I also reworked shutdown. Now worker looks like this. I have context which is connected to interrupt signal from OS, and I'm passing this context to start. So this rework caused me to copy paste a lot of stuff in tests first of all. And there is second thing, maybe fifth thing I managed to do in Sunday. It was interesting day. I have defined interface for registries. Let's say I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, so I have generic in here. It's just quite stupid. There are a few methods, but some registries must support different stuff and I cannot inherit them, so I had to work with interfaces. There is now worker registry which supports this generic, but it has some methods. This way allowed me to do the following stuff. I think it was in where was it? In processing pipeline. Yeah, here. That thing allowed me to create singletons which are unique for each instance of binary, instance of new server. So let's assume here this test itself, it shows you that there is server 1, there is registry of server 1, there is registry of server 2. And there was a test to check that those registries are not equal, that there are no copies. Yeah, it's here. I'm ensuring that server 1 registry is not equal to another registry. It's important because before this introduction, I used to call inside of pipeline like some block registry. Oh, it's still here. So I have a new block registry which yields me a new block, but I had a block registry like this get block registry. So it was fine until moment when I needed to make a test which will ensure that each copy of this server started on different ports will have different registries. It's important and that's why I made this. I'm passing interfaces, and inside of interface I'm working with interfaces. Before it was necessary to do the thing related to generics which is, oh, it's here. I had to say block, I had to say some bytes buffer. Yeah, it's here. I had to define my own method. To add data, I need to do some string and then pass buffer. But this registry works with array of pointers to buffers. It's quite interesting. And the thing allowed me to, let's say, implement a feature which will allow future scaling, horizontal scaling. So I might be able to start multiple versions of this binary on single hardware. Maybe eventually, if I succeed with this project, I'll find or salvage some server with many cores. And one binary working with every core, it's fine, but it's risky because if there is panic in some unique case, it will kill everything. But if I have number of binaries, like 10 binaries for 10 cores hardware, that means if unique case is met in one binary, only one of 10 will die. Everyone won't die. That's the reason why I need instance unique registries, even if they are started from cycle. I'll speak about scaling later. That's what I used to do. And now it is 30 minutes already talking about this stuff. Today I wanted to figure out what kind of CI/CD is necessary, how I should have introduced binary update, but I'm not ready for that because I'm having a problem with test. And to be honest, it's too soon to speak about it because I need to have binary built and ready for deploying. Also, one more thing about this stuff. Don't say, wait, I saved it. Okay, no problems. Also, I have another stuff. I have created new block. It's a block to add an image, text to image. So here it is. It has quite small config, but it's still not complete. It was done like draft. I have the test for this. Here it is. So let's run this test to ensure that I haven't saved something wrong. Also in here I had, yeah, it's fine. So this block itself doesn't have anything useful except some main feature. Yeah. So I have introduced new thing named config for each block. And the way it's done, it's here. Block set config section, and then I simply go to config, and I'm having this small portion of YAML will be then passed to block specific config declaration where it is here, font and font size. But this block is missing a few things. First of all, font and font size, it's default values. So I must pass here new properties, font, which is string, maybe even better font size, which is a type it should be integer number, format integer, format in, I think it should be int. So let's run the test to ensure that I have not broken that thing. Okay, let me close this. So let's run this test. I haven't broken anything. That's good. So I have a font size. First of all, it's awesome. Now it's a part of input data. So when I'm passing request with, I think it should be here. Yeah. I'm telling, okay, there is a test. Text, there is better example, yeah. Here, I have a text. I have some image buffer. I do not test storage read because storage read is done in separate tests. It's unit tests. And then I'm calling, okay, this block, let's call the processing. And then I'm checking that result binary output of this block is valid PNG with some width, height. So I need to ensure that text, when it's added to image, it won't generate me a JPEG, it won't resize. Maybe I should also check some. It's not grayscaled, but let's do it later. For now, I need to ensure that everything is in place, such as font size, as well as, so I need font size. I don't need it because it's coming from settings by default. Font, there is a problem with font because in here, this is a MacBook library. So this file config tells me that it reads pass to this font by default. However, I might embed content of the font into binary. I also might embed whole directory so I can read files from fonts, copy it to the binary at moment of build, maybe to this repository, by the way. And then I can embed bytes to this block itself, so it will make it self-sufficient. Because right now it's Fogelman GG, it doesn't require anything extraordinary. There is no third-party library necessary for these operations. So maybe it will be a good idea to embed the font. Let's write it to the list what I want to consider. Embed font directory to block image and text as options for font settings. And then here I can say font size, font. Maybe it will have some predefined list, but what's important, I need to say this text, where should it be located? For example, text location. Yeah, obviously text color. So description, text color, type string, format color, yes, but I am not sure that it will work. Now I need text location. Oh, position. Yeah, position would be more correct and precise. Text position, object, properties. It's not object, it should be a string. And then I should provide some sort of enum. Yeah. Let's check what there is. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, but it's not enough. I need to have more. Top left, top right, top center. Bottom left, bottom center, and obviously center left, center right. Yeah. For now it seems reasonable, but let's do calculations later. That should be default value. Yeah, center. But this thing only defines validation. It's absent from here. That's important. That is where I should implement, where is it, config section, here. I have this coming from config, this place. That means I can copy paste it. Default text color. By the way, why there is text font? Let's make it font color. That would be better. Font color, format color. What does this mean? Let's check. JSON format, string format, color. I think it should be like this, alpha. But you know what? Let's run this test. This test file will ensure that I have no errors in schema because it validates the schema. Yeah, I have no. Schema is invalid. It's one of my tests. I think it's, yeah, schema file validation. Is it? Incorrect input. Even better. Where is it? Yeah. Image nil. ID. Input image invalid type expected string object given no. Beautiful. So I have no errors there. Text position. That's fine. Let's make it center. Text position, font color, font size. I do not make font here. It's important. And it's fine. But before adding text, I need to ensure another thing named text background. So every text, when it's added to the image, it should have a background. In here, I only say text position. I don't say anything about background, and it's quite bad. So let's do it later. Have I copy pasted something? Yeah. So let's do the following. First of all, font color. Move this test here. I need to add options. Correct input. Where is it? Image buffer. Yeah. Let's add size. By default it's 50, but since this one says font size, I should pass it here. Declare as, let's say 50. Yeah, it will be fine. Font color. This is text position. Center let's say top center, just for the reference. Let's run this test. Nothing should happen. Maybe an error because of validation. No errors. Good. Now I have another question. I want to see this image. Unfortunately, I have only bytes for this, so let's find I'll find how to save this, because I think I should create a file, then I must PNG encode this image to that file. Let's check. Save file. Yeah, for manual inspection. Of course it won't work. Okay. Go in. Was create test PNG. Okay. Let's run this. Yeah, here it is. By default, position as well as font color and font size, these parameters are not respected. It's important. And it is time to make it's working. So I have font size, font color, text position. Let's declare it here. Oh, by the way, why do I do it if I have it here? Yeah. Font size, font color, and text position. Oops. No. Font color string. YAML font color text position. Also string YAML text position. Validation for this stuff is provided in JSON schema, so I have no need to check it. But what's important, I have the thing. Yeah. So I can print it. Oh, even better. I have it in config. They are default values. Top left should be a valid value. Yeah. So I have this in config. I have it also in request, because these are coming from request. And what's important, there are only two things required: text and image. Those parameters are just not necessary. With that said, I need to declare those values here, maybe even here. Var output, which is bytes buffer, it's fine. But I have font. It's called font size, which is integer. By the way, I have it also here. Where is that config file? Yeah, font size. It should be float. Nice. So I can simply copy paste these values. Here. Font size, it comes from config, but I need to check data. Let's say I'm checking text, image bytes. In case if it's absent, I yield an error instantly, but now I need to check font size. No. By the way, maybe I should make a method which will prioritize input first, default config second, settings second. Maybe I should do that. But even better, I can do it here. JSON font size, JSON font color, JSON text. In here I say JSON empty because right now it's not supported option. So this config comes from config. This is default settings. I don't need this. And let's say block config helpers block config. Yeah, this is come from settings, but I need block data. Oh, it's already there. Processable block data contains. It might contain. What should I do? The problem is here. It's here where I say there is font size, and I say it's a block config default values. Before that, I need to check if anything in data. Maybe I should do this. That's dirty solution, and honestly, I don't like. So I can do something like helpers get value. It should be font size. It should be float 64. Data font size. So this. No, I don't like it. But I can say block data config. It will be the same pointer to the same thing, but what's important, let's write this comment default values from config, from YAML config. And here I can say plus values from data. User defined values from data. There, that would be correct. So I have this block data, and now I need to say there will be JSON encoder, something like this. Yeah. By the way, why it's data? It should be. Yeah. Let's do it here. And here I can say data. Yeah, JSON encoder requires something like reader. What does it? Encoder any, but why? Data, it's map string interface. Let's ask Copilot to help us. I think it should be converted to byte. Yeah, they offer me byte. I'm not happy. Let's Google for it. Golang map to Oh, it's already getting too much. So I had a method. It created new helpers. Yeah. So I created new file with some helpers. For example, this file allows me to get some value from right here. It's map as string, another value as byte array. But I had another stuff named map to YAML structure. So it's here. I managed to convert map to this. Maybe I should create this similar stuff named map to this one structure. And here I can say data block config block user block config. This will allow me to keep it consistent, at least in my head. And here I can make no JSON. Interface should be the same, but I need to do a thing. Obviously, let's print it. This test. I have those values. Let's go. I hope there will be error, panic, because it should not work. Oh, it did somehow. So what did it pass? Font size, correct. Font color, yes, it's here. Then position, top center, good. Image and text, it didn't work because this structure, config structure, defined as JSON, it didn't say YAML, which is good. Let me do the following. I have it here. It's a block, so I need to move the structure. Maybe I'll keep it here. Yeah, I'll keep it here for now. But what's important? Let's say it's as gray, and then here I need to do another thing. So I have two blocks. First block, it's default values. Second block, it's user-defined values. Since both structures are the same, I need to merge. Merge should happen. There is, let's name it block config. Let's move it on top. And here I can say default block config. It will be copy paste. Good, good, good. And now I need to merge. Pointer. Yeah. So let's check what Copilot will tell me. It will say merge structures. Good. So I'll do it, no problems. I have it as a map go. I need structures go. I think it should use reflect package. Left. Left, right, and result. Both should be interfaces. Oh, it is using JSON. So It should not use JSON. Maybe I should do this left, right. In the result, it's not interface, it's pointers to blocks. This. No. Let's say reflect. Time to use it. So what should I do? First of all, I should say result. In here I should also no. Let's say what Copilot will allow us to do. What? No. Okay, it's not working. Copilot unfortunately doesn't want to do it. So let's do the following. I used Reflect 2016, 8 years ago. I'll read it how Golang Reflect. Okay, have So let's write a comment. This functions measures the second, the third one. Okay. Result will contain value from both what? Input structures. Okay. Let's call it interface. Oh, it's tough. Is it done? Has it completed evaluations? I already don't like it. It's too much. So let's check what it is done. Why do you have left type in here? Okay, I can understand that. Iterate through fields on the result. Okay, why do I iterate through the result? Get the value of the field in the left. Okay, result value. Okay, get the value in the right. Okay, I can understand, right? So this is not necessary. Let's comment it. Then I set result structure to the value of result structure. Okay. So I have this code here. Let's print it. It will be tough. So it should contain settings passed from here as well as font. I'll consider it correct. So I have it here, but I do not have a font. Beautiful. And test failed because there is no font. That's why I love tests. So let's do next. First of all, let's print this, then say, then use user block config, then block config. Yeah. It should also fail right now, but I don't see why it's not, I don't understand why it's not merging. Obviously because it's Copilot. Okay, first structure has everything by default. Second structure has everything from user. So logic says it should be a copy of this, but it is not. So let's go back to structures. This is a pointer. I don't say what it is here. It's okay. Left field. Wait a second. Let's also print. What is this field? Because if it's empty, it is possible that that thing is not running it. Font size, yes, everything should be correct. But left field, right field has its empty. So field name, right field. Yeah, let's print right field. If it's empty, then it's okay. I need to check it's not valid, but yep, it's here. This structure has its as nil, but where is it? String. String should not be nil, it should be empty string. Maybe it's initialized like that, but what's important, I need to check that and right field is not zero. Not zero, but nil is nil. Yeah, I don't want nils there. Let's run the test. Something happens. Nice. So I have panic. Reflect call is nil on string. Really beautiful. Oh, if they say is zero, it's already a big problem. Let's run it. It should work right now. But this function, yeah, it works. But I'm not happy with this function because if I would like to merge something, This condition must be passed as parameter here. Maybe I should pass it here. Condition. Yeah. Ignore merge. Let's check what is the zero. Its function reflect v value. Okay, I'll keep it as is right now, but I'll leave the thing. This condition must be unique to merge function. Condition must be also mark it as to do. Yeah, so we have a situation when it should be done. Let's check test PNG. Yeah, it's just black text. It's fine. Right now, I need to check the following. First of all, let's make it red text. And let's top center. Yeah, let's make it 100. Now let's do the code itself. So I have font and font size. Those parameters are respected, but there are other parameters such as font color. Where was it? Here is specific location as well as color. No, I need text. Where was it? It's context for image. Fine. Draw text at specific location. Okay, let's run it and check. Font size respected, but font color is not. And by the way, what white color is in there? It's different. Okay, not a big deal, because RGB maybe yeah. Float. Yeah, let's do this. Let's run this test again and check the image. Nothing. Maybe it's me who forgot it. Let's check. No. Okay, something happened with text color. It's not respected, but what I can do right now, it's text position here. Specific location. Let's say X, Y, Now I need to do switch case to detect X, Y. So switch case. Text position, yes. What? Copilot has parsed something from some repository, and now I'm yeah, default. With that said, it's possible that I don't need that, but I need that. They said DC stroke, why? What is this method about? Stroke through current path, current color, line and cap. Okay. I would be surprised if this works. Yeah, there's definitely something happening. So let's scroll. Yeah. There is a few red pixels above. There is an error. So what I would like to say, this code, Copilot hello, extract, modify, respect size. Config. Font face load, font height. What else? Yeah, the same. I love Copilot. So, what is this? Draw string, draw specific text at specific anchor point. Okay. The anchor point is x minus w, where w is size of the text. Aha. X minus W. Use. So I have this width of image in pixels. Yes, this is wrong. Absolutely wrong. So what I have here, the color is respected. It's fine because the text I can clearly see red pixels, a few, but this one is absolutely wrong. So if I say center, let's run this test, check the picture. it does make it center center. It's fine. It's here and it's straight in the center. But let's also update this test. Let's make it square. Oh, not square. 500 to 600. That would be fine because I don't want to scroll. I'll make it not a rectangle. Yeah, beautiful. It's center center. What I want to do is to take this list and run it as a parameter. Because to make it, maybe I should run one test. Okay, let's do first top left. All I need to do is write a test for this to ensure that the code here is correct. Then I can simply say it's fine and forget about it. Top left doesn't work because I can see only red pixels there. That means top left it's here. I need to rework it. How should I do it? First of all, let's say this one. Modify. Respect font size. What does it say? I don't think it will work. Oh, it does work. Nice. I can clearly say it is center center. Top left. It's fine. Top left works. Good. Now let's do top center. Not sure. Yeah. So I had it here as this parameter. No, this. It's fine. Top center. It's not 100% top center, but fine. Top right. Also, it doesn't work. Beautiful. With that said, I think it's time to copy paste. It was short parameter everywhere. Top right. Let's run it and check. It's fine. It's top right. But let's do top left and check one more thing. I'm not happy that it's touching the right side. Was it doing the same to left? No. Okay, let's leave it as is, because to make it top right, I must be desperate. Center left. I remember center was fine. Yes, it's fine. I wouldn't call it perfect center. And the reason is here. I think I found it. So when I say center, it takes width and it makes it on the problem, at least in center. Text, then it says 0, it's okay. then it divides height by 2, and it ignores font size. Minus, so center left. Let's check if it's minus. I think it should be minus. So it should be a bit higher. Yeah. Now it seems to be in center. So let's make it 400. I don't think it's in the center. Should be plus. No. So let's remove it and check again. Yeah, it should be minus. But now I think it's... Let's make it a bit different. Maybe I should... Yeah, it's more toxic color. Oh. Should be yellow. Oh, it's some sort of shade of green. Yeah, wait. Let's make it toxic color. I think it's better to make this image buffer to have some cell structure. So here I generate some image with some colors. The only requirement is it to have some width and height. Let me copy this. I think I saw an option. So there are a few ways. I have found an option somewhere near Stack Overflow. So let's do this. It's 50 pixels. What's wrong? Color is not a type. Image color, it should be there. Maybe it's RGB. It's redefined. It's here. No, it is fine. Yeah, now I can make it some decisions. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this text should be just a bit higher, which means In here, it should be minus. So let's run it and check. Yeah, now it looks like 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's in 4. Yeah, just a bit more, but maybe 30% would be enough. Oh, nice testing. So now 1, 2, 3. Yeah. What happens if I do this? Maybe I should make an integration with VS Code, because I don't like this kind of testing. Okay, I'll make it divide by 2, because it wasn't killing my eyes. And no. So I have height divided by 2 by default. So there is a problem in here. This cell has the way more free space in here than this. So maybe I should move it by 1.5. Okay, I'll leave it as is. That would be run this test and say control center left, center, center. Yeah. Yes, I can imagine it right, center, right. Okay, now bottom left. Adjusting these numbers about it's touching the very right, it's a bit different stuff. I'll do it off the grid. But now there is another problem. Bottom does not work because it's 0. Yeah. So of course, bottom left. Mhm. So the problem. there is no text at the bottom left. With that said, it is possible that I need to do this. There is text, beautiful. Bottom center. Let's go here. Okay, bottom right. Yes, it does. And there is default. Default should be center center. I'll copy paste it. And with that, also let's do the following. Let's make it 500 to 800 and the font size 300. Crazy, but let's try. Where is it? Nice. Center, center. Oh, let's remove it. Config has top left, center, center. So I'm checking default value. Yep, it is in center. So what is necessary? In here, I was checking actual output. Here, this one. But it should never be an option to do such stuff. I'll delete this file. But what is necessary? It's to make test cases. So what I have cases. It is a list of structure. I have missed one thing named position. How is it called? Text position. Okay, text font size, font color, text position. Beautiful. Now, absolutely wrong. So I'll copy paste those things. Yeah, I'll copy paste it because I would like to create a list of text, font size, colors, and then make a product. Yeah, let's do this. It's not cases. It's texts. Test. No. Then font sizes. After that, font colors. Correct. Text positions. the list of strings. I would like to make it copy paste of what we used to have. Good. Now I need to create a structure which will be a product. So struct test case. It's text font size, font color, text position. Correct. How it was called? It's not a struct, but type struct. In Python, it was quite straightforward. It was intertools product, and it was combination, permutation, but what is important, it was product. In Golang, I don't see such function. That means I need to write some sort of nested cycle, so let's just make it test. It's already prepared. Oh yeah. That's tough. It's already here. As for this, I can say tc.text, tc font size, tc font color, image bytes. It is the same, and the rest should be the same. So if I run this test, it might take a while. Yeah, 4 seconds. But I have every possible thing covered. Let's do bottom right A. This test should fail. Oh no. It should not, because it bypasses validation. Validation was on a bit different step. Yeah, it bypasses because I didn't pass it here. Text position. Now it should fail. Ta-da! It fails. Nice. If I enable it. Yes, beautiful. It works. But perfect case. It should be a matrix of images for me to review and say, you know, there is a picture and it has a wrong position. How to do it? First of all, I need to gather that buffer. I think I had it to array of buffers. It will be tough. So yeah, let's do it. Image buffers equals bytes buffer. It's array of byte buffer. So make array of 0 bytes buffer. What's wrong here? Yeah. Then when I have this image bytes, I should say append. Beautiful. Let's check. Save image buffers. That's what they want. I have this image decoded. Why would I images? It's here. That said, I can do this. Yeah. Now I have text positions. Wait, it said check that all images are different. Wow, it's good. That means, yeah, it's awesome. I was checking only that image is fine and that this image has size. I didn't check they are different. Now when I'm assembling this list, I can do it beautiful. But I would like to save those images to file for mine. One file is matrix manual inspection. First of all, I need to define how much width, height, what is matrix size. It should be sqrt. Yeah, let's do it. Also, let's make it 200 by 200 and font size this one. 14. No, I'm not happy, so let's make it static value. Okay. I'm copy pasting some code from another place. And this should be it. Well, it looks correct, but it doesn't say anything except left, center left, top left, top center, top right. Yeah. So in here have matrix of different colors. Maybe I should provide some sort of separation of those images, but what's important is just this should never happen. I should never see this, but I wanted to see the result, something interesting. And let's do this. I'll increase. I'll make it 100 pixels. Then I can say 20, 25, 30, and 50. Since I have too much things, 3 columns, yeah, let's run this test. Oh, nice. I have an error which says I know what it says. There are cases when this font is of the grid and the images will be equal. So let's do the following. Set it at 300 and here I can say 20. Yeah, let's try it again. And here is the result. Yeah, can I increase it? Yeah. Final grid. So let's see the last image. I have 300 to 300 and font size 40. Yes, yes, and top. Yes. So it's fine. It's working. Let's make it back. Yeah. So in here, at this stage, I can say I no longer need that. Can remove this final grid. And oh, what's wrong? What? Run the test. I wanted to run this test. Yay. So I have new block, which is good. I have added a test for this block, as well as one more step to become closer. It's this one. I can merge config and user input when user input also checked in the schema. That's awesome. And I have working block in the end which has tests. Why it was done today, and I'll repeat it again. Because if I use this pipeline as a test, when one HTTP request will be disabled on one node, I cannot check what happens if I disable second block on first node. But today I have a new Where is it? Come on, block named image. Yeah. I can create new pipeline like this. Or even better, like this. And I can check that worker 1, which has HTTP request and can do it, cannot process image at text because it's a Raspberry Pi and the image it's photo from NASA which weighs 1 gigabyte, for example. It will take eternity to write text of such big image. And now I'm no longer blocked at the stage when I can do the test. This test. I made it when both blocks. Yeah. So also I have the test. Come on. In here, 79 lines to check that block disabled at first. What happens if I have pipeline containing 3 blocks and 3 workers? Obviously, there will be a catastrophe in here. But with this, I can do something like that. Server 3, worker 3. Or even better, I can say servers. It's a list of worker servers or workers. And then I can say, yeah. By the way, it's not worker server, it's API server. Yeah, and with that said, I also can say there is a pipeline. Obviously, it's given pipeline test 3. That's 3 blocks. Test block ID, I don't need it. Also, I can say worker registries. And then I can say no. By the way, why it's 2? Let's make it num servers. Three. This code is incorrect. So I have some number of workers. Then okay, because what I have block registries, obviously. And now I can make new structure to parse, to work through worker servers and randomly disable block, any block in any block registry. And that will be a test to ensure that pipeline processing can resume anywhere at any block marking itself as failing, and that one big test will also cover some. It might remove this test and blocks disabled everywhere. Yes, and this test. So 200 lines can be removed with one test. With cases, it's beautiful. That's my plan. Next stream will be in one day, Wednesday 25, September 25. Setup CI/CD. It will be moved to when I have time. Embed fonts directory. Yes, it should be done before, but I'll consider. Yes, I think. I also had interesting thoughts about this. Where is it? By the way, let me comment this. Work in progress. Block image. Functional test for processing transfer. I had a thought in here. Where is data class pipeline? Yeah, about parallel processing. I have this Go function which iterates through blocks of data. Every block of data has its input. It's in here. And I say block data, set your input as that, and go processing, start processing, etc. But what if I have big server which can process image resizing in parallel? Can I do this? Can I mark that the only sequential operation is to set input? It's interesting. I think I can. By the way, let's also replace this method. To make it respect sequential processing, I can say I can make a log mutex inside. So I can say log here sync mutex. And here I can say log defer log and log. That will guarantee that each processing will be waiting for other, but it will also be a big problem. So what I want to do is to think about parallel processing, because with that thing it can be done quite easily. The only thing it requires is to me to define some interface and rules. What is sequential processing? Should parallel processing start pass data in parallel, or I can ignore order and simply, it's like hash list. Everything inside of hash list always not sorted except Python version of whatever. If you print them up, it will be preserving order of keys. So in here I need to understand what is necessary, and then I need to simply wrap it to Go function and mutex and other synchronization stuff. So that's what I would like to think about later. September 25, I want to have this test, as well as September 28. It will be a big test. And I am afraid I will have to copy paste that with different condition because I have 2 blocks. I don't have 3 blocks. Let's see who is next candidate. Download image. It's HTTP request now. Image add text. It's already done. Generate video from image. It's no. Add audio to video. Also now it's quite big. Fetch moderation. Stop pipeline. If shit happens, stop. Yeah, this is the next block. So to proceed with 3 blocks pipeline, I need to implement third block. It will be stop pipeline. It will be my focus. Implement block for 3 blocks test. Yeah. So I'll try to do it tomorrow. Then I will have 2 days today. Yeah. I'll try to do it tomorrow to implement a new block. After that, I'll be able to work with big test. And after big test is done, there are 2 things. I should take care about this. And only after that, I will have to create new blocks. Because at that stage, I will have binary, which is capable to resume blocks, somewhere resume processing on another worker. At this stage, I will have some very stupid pipelines of 3 blocks. Yeah. Or I can do different thing. After that big test, I can start implementing pipelines to make those blocks to work. And only after that big chunk of job is done, it will be like 2 weeks, I think, I can take care about CI/CD. So I'll think about what's to do next, because right now all my thoughts are dedicated to big functional test. So that's all for now. Sorry for one time overtime. It took a while. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.